Welcome back, everyone, to the Chain Crew podcast. It's Shmeags and Carter. We are back. We are recording this just before Thanksgiving. It has been a crazy couple of weeks. We're having a lot of fun. We do miss Dom. Dom can't join us this week, but we are going to tread on without him, as he asked us to. We love you, Dom. We miss you. We are going to be talking
in his
about
memory, actually.
For this week, he is not. He is no longer with us. And thankfully, he was
But
not with us in fantasy because he lost. Congratulations, Shmeags. You got your second win.
We're tied up 2-2 in the losers bracket.
Yes.
I think Shuck and Bryce Young can pull it out for me. I'm getting excited.
I shouldn't have played Wandale Robinson. He had a huge game. Besides that, my team was pretty good. Everyone else was kind of crap, especially Gino. But right now, we have gotten through. We've gotten through 12 weeks of our worst is first Chain Crew Fantasy League. Dom has 4 wins. Sam has 4 wins. I have 2. Schmeeks has 2. There will be a hilarious punishment for the loser, which is probably going to be one of us you're seeing here right now. But congrats to Schmeeks. We have got 2 weeks left, and we'll see what happens. But you got the win, buddy. You finally stopped your terrible arc of screwing yourself over week after week after week, and I miss it. All right, I loved when you were crap. I loved when you kept making the wrong choice. It was hilarious, and I didn't have to worry about this. And now I have been on the biggest cold streak, and I haven't won, I think, in 4 or 5 weeks, maybe more. So I gotta
say,
new.
I think shout out Tyler Shuck, shout out Bryce Young. The Jets Ravens made me pucker a little bit. I played Baltimore against the Jets, and the Jets immediately go up 7-0. Baltimore in that first half did not look like they understood how to play football. Lamar is not Lamaring right now. I don't know what's going on. They need to figure out. They need to do something to his Lamar sense. It's not Lamaring.
Like his Spidey sense.
And we need to get the Lamaring back into Baltimore because they can be a fun playoff team. It's going to be. I'm going to use it repeatedly because this seems very abnormal for him.
Yeah.
I feel like he should be putting 48 down on the Jets defense, especially Sands, 2 of their best players coming into the season. Anyways,
yeah,
I'm hijacking.
I completely agree. You know what? You got the win. That's what matters. There are a couple other things we got to go over for week 12. We were talking about this a little bit before the video, but not some not surprising end to games here. Lions beat the Giants. Packers beat the Vikings. Patriots pulled out on the Bengals. Bears had a close one with the Steelers, but they got the win there. They're still first in the AFC or NFC North. Chiefs pull out the win on the Colts in overtime, held Jonathan Taylor to like 60 or 80 rush yards. That Chiefs defense has looked really good last couple weeks. Shadur Sanders gets the dub for the Browns over the Raiders. Cowboys came back on the Eagles. Eagles didn't score a single point in the second half. Rams destroyed the Bucks. We might have a injured absolute goat. Baker Mayfield is injured, which is super disappointing. And then I think the biggest thing we got to talk about is Myles Garrett at 18 sacks. Absolute monster on the field. So excited for him. Might set the record. He's on pace to set the record for all time for most sacks in a season. He's at 18, so he needs 6 to win, 5 to tie. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's almost there. I actually thought it was 4. I thought the sack total was 20.5, or is it 21.5?
No, I thought it was like 23. I thought it was J.J. Watts at 22.5 or 23.
I could be wrong.
He has been. It doesn't matter. Myles Garrett's been insane. He's going to get it. I think he needs 5 sacks in 6 games.
22.5.
Okay. Yep. So he is not far at all. So stoked to see someone in the league going absolutely ham this year. So shout out to you, Myles. Yeah, that's been super fun.
Very, very interesting on a subpar QB year. Myles Garrett, Jonathan Taylor, and JSN. There's a lot of guys looking at records who you're kind of like, could they challenge for MVP? I'm
Mm.
going to be interested to see if Myles Garrett has another 2 or 3 sack game coming in the next 2 weeks. Where's MVP odds sit? Even um,
Oh, that would be
it's hard to
insane.
say. It's hard to say because the Browns are dumpster fire, and you'd think the MVP would be. You don't want to say it, but the MVP of a team should have a team above 500.
Yep.
With that being
Yep.
said, what he's doing is historic.
Yes.
I
Completely
want
agree.
I want to touch base a little bit. The Ravens did end up coming back and getting a good win. Some of these games, these morning games, were very underdog heavy. Giants gave the Lions everything they could
Yep.
handle.
Yep.
Jets were giving the Ravens some work for a second. Sorry, your Vikings were never in it.
Nope.
Um, Not to be rude, the Bengals got out to an early lead on the Patriots, and then the Cardinals got out to an early lead on the Jaguars. So
Yeah.
it was a really interesting morning slate for
It
the
was.
underdogs, which was fun.
Yeah.
They
Shout
couldn't.
out
Oh,
Jameis
none.
Winston. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I have to say he was insane.
No
That
good.
catch that catch and then the Heisman stiff arm for the touchdown was electric. Um
Play of the year.
it felt like they kept just scoring points. I mean, for a second there, I think the Giants were up 10, and I was actually sitting watching football with my dad. It's early fourth quarter. Giants are up 27-17. Lions are down 10. My dad's like, if any team can come back at home and win this game, it'd probably be the Lions. 2 plays later, Jahmyr Gibbs busts that 60-yard touchdown, and they're down by 3. And dad looks at me, and he's like, I told you it could happen. I was like, you're totally right. And the Lions came back and won that game. But again, I loved watching Jameis slinging the rock. He had like 380 pass yards. He had that receiving touchdown. They were fun to watch, and I hope that they are again. I mean, that's what a lot of people I've heard say in videos and other podcasts. Like, if your team's going to suck, at least be fun. At least be entertaining for football. If
Right.
you're 2-9, or 3-8 or whatever they are. So I completely
I
agree.
do,
Morning close games for sure.
I do gotta say, I hate saying questionable decision, but I'm going to say it here. Giants are up 27-24. It's fourth and goal. They go for it. I understand you get it. You put the game away, have that confidence in Jameis Winston. But isn't there a part of you? I mean, I think there was like 2 or 3 minutes left. Isn't there a part of you that says, I think we can hold the Giants to a field goal? I think we can stop. I think Jahmyr Gibbs scared them enough that they went for it on fourth. Lions drive down, kick a field goal with time expiring, tie up the game, and then turn around and I heard someone say, you know, I think I'm more scared of a Dan Campbell that needs a touchdown than a Dan Campbell that needs a field goal. And part of me, or a Dan Campbell that needs a touchdown to win versus a Dan Campbell that needs a field
Yep.
goal to tie. And part of me actually understands that.
Yeah.
Like might as well put it away or just give him an option so he's not pulling out all the cards. But yeah, you wonder how that game was shooken out if they would have kicked the field goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I really wanted the Giants to upset them. I want to see people in my division lose. So I mean I like the Lions, but I want to see the Giants win that game really bad.
Oh yeah.
Um,
No, I'm with you. I had to sit through 42-7 blowout of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and say crap.
34-7. 34-7. But yes, I was going to
34,
ask you about
sorry.
that because the Rams did look amazing. I mean, Kyron and Corum didn't really have to do anything. They didn't even have to have a run game. Stafford threw all over them, and their defense just swallowed up Baker. Now the Bucs have had some injuries, but still, I thought that was going to be a shootout. So Rams are looking really, really legit, really good. But so are you guys. I mean, again, I think Seahawks Rams could come down to a divisional playoff game or an NFC championship game. I mean, both you guys really look solid. So you ended up winning. You beat the Titans. They gave you. I mean, they came back a little bit at the end, but it wasn't really ever close. You guys dominated them pretty well. So we'll see. I mean, we have some other games we're going to be talking about for Week 13 coming up, but that was our. Oh, actually, I do want to circle back one more time to Week 12 and talk about our hot takes because some of these hit and some of these didn't.
Ooh.
So
Let me pull up the notes app real quick.
yeah, I have Dom in mine and yours, so I'll go over Dom's first. He did say the Titans would beat the Seahawks. unfortunately, he did not hit there. He said Myles Garrett 4 sacks, Max Crosby 3. I think Myles Garrett had 3 sacks, so the Myles Garrett pick almost hit. Max Crosby did not. And then CeeDee Lamb 150 receiving yards did not hit. George Pickens almost had that. George Pickens had a good game. CeeDee Lamb kind of mid. He's kind of been
Yes.
mid the last couple weeks. Yeah.
He's
So shout out.
he's been sparking conversation because George Pickens, I mean, not just stats, but you look at the eye test, George Pickens kind of looks just physically, he just looks like he's faster, bigger, stronger, and he's the guy
Yep.
that Dak is connecting, it has a better connection with.
Yes, it's kind of crazy. The last couple weeks, I've been like, wow, like that Pickens Dak connection has been fire, whether CD was playing or
Yes.
not. Yeah. So
It's
Dom
um, it's
almost
def-
hit.
it's definitely an interesting development.
Yes. Yeah. I want to jump. I'll jump into mine. I said Derrick Henry, 2 touchdowns, 170 rush yards. The rush yards definitely didn't hit. He had like 50 or 60 rush yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. So I was partially correct on that one. I said Patriots win by 14 or more. That did not hit. Patriots only won by 6. I picked the Vikes upset the Packers. Obviously missed on that. But then I said Dak would have 350 pass yards and Saquon would have 150 rush yards. I was half correct. Dak did hit 350 passing, but Saquon did not hit 150 rushing. So I was a little bit here, a little bit there. For the most part, missed, but 1 or 2 of those hit. You want to go ahead with yours, Shmeags?
Yeah, I had Amon-Ra 10 plus catches, 2 TDs. He got 1 touchdown, I think like 8 catches.
Yeah,
So
he still had a big
I
game.
went I swung for the fences. He helped him win. He didn't take over. Um, I think probably the interesting one was Cowboy less than 20 points versus Eagles. I just didn't see the Cowboys dropping a ton of points. What I didn't expect either was that the Eagles would get held to 21. Um, but Cowboys got 24 points. Good for them. They proved me wrong. I've been saying less than 20 and I've been getting 21, 24, so I need one
I
of these
know.
guys to get held to less than 20. Um and then finally I put down Sanders 2 touchdowns, Judkins 2 touchdowns. I didn't have any faith in that Oakland defense and Judkins got his 2, but I don't think Sanders got any, so
Oh, that's not what I had for you. I thought you said CMC 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's what I had you down for.
oh, well then
I could be wrong, but
that
that's what I
wasn't
had
me.
you to. Well, that honestly almost hit.
I
CMC,
actually
I think isn't he first in receptions in the NFL right now?
He's a monster, and I hate
He's
it. I
crazy.
hate it.
He's a receiver. He's a receiver that comes out of the backfield. That's all he is.
His his ability. I actually was looking at it because I think Puka, believe it or not, of all people, does it really well too. His ability to run routes through pass rushers, if that makes sense, like go in between pass rushers to and get on route, is
Yep.
so stupid, and I hate it. And he's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if he wasn't a 49er, I think I could appreciate his beauty as a player. But instead, I'll just say this guy sucks, and I hope they
Of
stop
course.
sacrificing 49ers to keep him alive.
Naturally. Yep. You nailed it. All right. Well, those are our hot takes for week 12. We are going to make some for week 13 here in just a little bit. But in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we are going to, both of us, be listing one NFL player and one NFL memory that we are incredibly thankful for. It is Thanksgiving. It's good to count your blessings and be grateful. It's good to do that every single day, but especially around this time of year. Shmeags, how about you go for your player, and then I will do mine, and then I will do my memory, then you can do yours.
So 10 years ago, it was Doug Baldwin. 5 years ago, it was Tyler Lockett. Today, the NFL player I am grateful for is Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't know why the Seahawks always seem to get some guy who has ungodly body control and off press ability. The Seahawks, for the slew of receivers they've had, I don't know. I don't know if it's culturally built into the rain over here, but we've never. I mean, DK was
It's in
great,
the water.
but yeah, it's in the water. JSN, I was talking with my dad about it, and I think I cracked why I think he's so interesting to watch. He is not the biggest, he is not the fastest. I think a combination of his body control, his belief in his acceleration, and his predictive ability on tracking the ball make him a nightmare to cover. And what I mean by that is I would be very interested. I don't know if the NFL offers this data up. I believe when he stacks receivers, I think it's more than just him stacking the receiver. I think he controls, accelerates, and deaccelerates very well. I think he is capable of understanding where the ball is going to be, slowing down to stack the receiver and get him on a hip, and then accelerating at the last possible moment to create separation and get a hold of it. It is insane how he continues to get away with
Yeah.
catching deep balls and what they drop right in the bucket every time, and it seems to always confuse defenders. Um, I
Yeah.
think he has, and I think, like I said, it's not just his ability to accelerate. It's not just his ability to slow down and get a defender on his hip to control, to feel the defender and control it, but it's also doing all of it while seeming to have like future seeing capabilities of where the ball is going to end up and accelerating there at the right time exactly every time. He's a monster. And he had, I think, 70% of the Seahawks air yards against the Titans. Um,
Wow.
there's a lot of talk about, as a Vikings fan, Sam Darnold. As a Seahawks fan, I'm going to be honest, especially after that Rams game, I think there are some holes. But one thing is true. When he throws to JSN, it is a catch or a flag. JSN, for what he does, he turns 50-50 balls into 90-10 balls for no reason. Receiver, Cornerbacks just can't figure it out. And it makes for fun football. He moves differently.
Hmm.
There's my spiel.
I'm happy for you, and I liked your spiel. I was sitting there listening, and I was like, this guy just loves this player and loves to talk about him, and that's great. And I appreciate that about you. So fair
It's
enough.
like love, Tom's love for Drake May. I'm like right here. I'm
Okay.
in between love. Like I love him more than I love my mom, but I don't love him as much as Dom loves Drake May.
Okay. Okay. All right. With that, I am gonna say that I love Adrian Peterson. That's my player.
Yes, I
I
could.
was trying to think of like who I'm really thankful for, like some of my favorite players, and the first thing that hit me was just like when I really started to like watch football in middle school and high school with my dad is when Adrian Peterson got drafted to the Vikings, started playing really well, and it was still a running league, and he was just one of those incredible young players that was getting the ball a ton, breaking huge runs, juking people out, running people over. He was just like at that time the most electric player to watch in
Yes.
football. This is and obviously he's a Vikings player. I was growing up as a Vikings fan, so I was watching him a lot. I was excited for him, um, but he just made football special to me. He made me get excited to watch football with my dad. He made me hopeful as a Vikings fan, and he made me think that like these players are amazing. Like it's so cool. Like I think it was maybe a good reason why I wanted to like continue to play football. I was like I want to be good. I want to make plays. I want to keep pursuing this sport that I love, whether I'm watching it or playing it. So I loved Adrian Peterson as a player growing up, and he just gave us some insane seasons. And he's the last non-quarterback MVP. And I hope that changes. I hope someone else gets it. I hope it's Jonathan Taylor or JSN this year. But shout
JJ
out
Watt.
to him.
I think JJ Watt got it.
He got MVP. Did he?
Yeah. Yeah,
If
let me
Dom was
Google
here,
this.
he would be telling us in a heartbeat if that was correct or not. Dom would know. But I will move on if while you're looking at that. I'm gonna go into my favorite memory
Oh,
and
I'm sorry. He came close in 2014, but was second to
ooh,
Aaron Rodgers. I apologize.
okay. So it is AP, last non-quarterback MVP in the league. My favorite memory is the Minneapolis Miracle. It was
Oh,
It still gives me goosebumps. It's still,
Yep.
and like we ended up losing the next game anyway. It's not like we went to the Super Bowl, but like that was just an insane game, and that was such a roller coaster of emotion and chaos for me as a fan. It was just so fun. It was, I mean, it was Case Keenum at quarterback, and he kind of gave us a miracle run. We had Stephon Diggs at
Right.
receiver, and we're playing against Drew Brees, and it was just like one of those games where I was like, we're at home, and our team is good. Our defense was really good that year, but I was like, I don't know if we're gonna win this game. And that was before we had the insane Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes score in 17 seconds kind of drives. That was not common in 2017, 2019. It was starting to happen more. But like I remember
Yeah.
starting that drive and I was like the Vikings are not winning this game. This sucks. It is what it is. And I still watch that video probably once every 4, 5, or 6 months, and it gives me goosebumps, and I love it so much. So that's my favorite memory, right? As a Vikings fan, but as an NFL fan, that was just so bizarre and crazy, and I love it so much.
I love that too. Who did you guys lose to again?
The next game we went to Philly
Oh,
and got destroyed by um,
Nick
the guy who won,
Foles.
Nick Foles, who ended up winning the Super Bowl, and the Patriots. Yep.
Well, I remember that year was funny because I was a Seahawks fan, and and it was like that year was the year Jeff Fisher finally got fired, or it was like a few years after Jeff Fisher had been fired. It was around that time, and at one point in time, Jeff Fisher had employed to him at the quarterback room Case Keenum, Nick Foles, and um and Jared Goff, and they went like 3 and
Dang.
13. And someone posted like this is a story of three quarterbacks who escaped an oppressive Jeff Fisher regime to make it all the way to the NFC Championship.
I love that. That's awesome.
But then what was crazy is that was probably the most insane quarterback playoff year ever because on the NFC Championship side, you had Nick Foles and Case
Case
Keenum, and
Keenum.
on the AFC side, you had Blake Bortles and Tom Brady. And it's
Yeah,
like
that's right.
never in any other circumstance are you putting Blake Bortles, Nick Foles, and Case Keenum in the same sentence as Tom Brady. It was like
It's so
one of
true.
those like Tom Brady and the boys here.
Yes. Well, and we honestly might have one of those years this year too. But we can get
Yeah,
into that in a second. I wanna hear your favorite memory. Hit me with it.
mine's predictable. Beastquake, the original, not Desert Storm.
Nice.
Um,
Oh, good one.
it was kind of like you said. I think for me it was really because I remember growing up in Spokane. My dad was a Seahawks fan. I was a Seahawks fan, and the Seahawks were not very good in the early 2000s, like 2000 2010 range. They had the 2005 2006 season. I wasn't really super cognizant for that. But as I was getting into football towards the later 2000s, I told people I'm a Seahawks fan. They say, "Well, the Seahawks suck. Seahawks suck. Seahawks suck." Well, Seahawks go seven. Pete Carroll takes over, and they went 7-9. Pete Carroll takes over. They go 7-9 again, but it felt different. Suddenly you have Cam Chancellor absolutely, hammering guys. It felt like a different 7-9. It felt like a 7-9 where they were actually physically starting to compete. You know what I mean? They were losing games, but they weren't getting bullied, and they won the division. They won the division at 7-9, which was crazy. I don't know if you knew this.
What?
So they were the first 4 seed in NFL history to have a losing record. And the defending champions New Orleans Saints are coming in. No one picks the Seahawks to win. No one. They're going to get skewered, and then the New Orleans Saints are going to go actually play a playoff game. But no one told. I forget who it was. Was it Charlie Whitehurst even? I even forget. No, it was Hasselback. No one told Hasselback and Marshawn Lynch that. And they start battling. They start battling and carving up New Orleans. And New Orleans draws within 3 or 4. They draw within a striking distance. And Seahawks they need a drive to put it away. And they go up and they call power. And Marshawn Lynch says, we're not running out this clock. I'm calling game. And he runs over the entire Saints defense to get the team a win. And then they go, like you said, they go and they lose next week. But it was such a defining moment in the culture of what Pete Carroll was building in his first year. Like, I don't care if we're a losing record. I don't care if we're the underdogs. We're going to come. We're going to run over your face. And if you're not ready for it, we're going to take a win when we shouldn't get it.
Love it. Absolutely love it. God, listening to you tell that story hyped me up. I'm not gonna lie. That hyped me up. I love that. Good job. All right. Well, again, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we hope that you guys can think of some players and memories in the NFL that you're thankful for and enjoy these Thanksgiving games, which we are going to dive into now. We got 3 Thanksgiving games that are going to be happening Thursday, tomorrow, which also may be today, depending on when you're watching. We have Packers Lions in the morning. We have Chiefs Cowboys in the
Here,
afternoon.
I'll share it.
Bengals Ravens in the evening. Do it. As we've done
I'm
every
sorry.
single video, we're gonna kind of give our picks and our hot takes here. For that morning game, we have Packers at Lions. The Packers just came off of a dominant win on us. The Lions, I mean, offense just popped off, came back and beat the Giants. The Lions are at home and have looked really good at home, and I think that the Packers are. They have some weak points. I still don't really know if Jordan Love is the guy. And we ran the ball decently well on the Packers, a couple of those drives. I think that the Lions are going to pull this game out. It could be close, but I also could see the Lions kind of dominating possession and running the ball a lot and winning this game. So I'm going to go with the Lions in the morning.
Yeah, I agree. I think people have figured out the Packers defense, which is that do not let them get that pass rush going. Um, it was something I was interested in was the conversation on Micah Parsons, if you remember in Dallas, was that he couldn't stop the run. Um, I don't know if he can't stop the run, but you don't want him rushing the pass. And the Packers team in general seems to have had trouble stopping the run. I think the Lions have a much better read on them than they did when the Packers took them apart at the start of the year. And I also think they have the best tandem of running backs in the league. I think
Yep.
Gibbs and Montgomery are going to get theirs, and they're going to get the dub.
Love it. Love it. Chiefs, Cowboys in the afternoon. Chiefs visiting the Cowboys. Both these teams coming off of really close 3-point game wins. Who do you have here?
I'm going to make a hot take real quick. I apologize. Quick
Don't
hot take on this
apologize.
Packers Lions
Do
game.
it. Do it.
I'm gonna say Lions get 200 plus rushing yards as a team.
Ooh. Okay.
That's gonna be my hot take.
I think
Um,
that's a good one.
for the, for this Chiefs Cowboys game that we got coming up, man, I gotta go Chiefs. I don't like it, but I think if there's 3 things that are guaranteed in life, it's death, taxes, and Cowboys choking on prime time on Thanksgiving. And it just feels like the Cowboys are destined to choke this. I trust Spagnola for the Chiefs to frustrate Dak. Um, we'll see. I think the Cowboys can pull it out, but I'm putting my money on the Chiefs, and Mahomes needs to start now if he wants to make the playoffs this year.
Well, they did clutch up that game on the Colts. I didn't think they would. It was close, but they did clutch up that game. Their defense has been really, really solid against the run the last couple of
Yeah.
weeks. However, the Cowboys are primarily a pass team, and they have been passing the ball very, very well. I I think that the right pick here is the Chiefs because the Cowboys defense hasn't been that great and the Chiefs defense has, and usually, defense is going to win you close games. Plus Pacheco is back. Kareem Hunt is still healthy. So I think the Chiefs end up winning this game. But I could see the Cowboys throwing the ball pretty well. I'm going to say my hot take. I think CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens combined for 100 and I'm going to say 250 receiving yards. I think Lamb and Pickens get there for 250 receiving yards.
I was gonna push you to say at least 200, so I love 250.
Yep.
I love when you get spicy.
Thank you. Last game here in the evening, we have Bengals at Ravens. The big thing here, Joe Burrow is back. He has been activated. He is expected to start. They are without T. Higgins, but they have Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow. We also have a healthy Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, defense. This might be the first time since like week 1 or 2 or 3 that both these teams are healthy, and both these teams are not, well, I was going to say the Ravens are actually winning the division. They weren't last week. Now the Ravens are winning their division. The Bengals still, I think, technically can make the playoffs, but they've got to almost win out. So we could see a magical run at the end of the season from the Bengals. I would love it. I'd love to see Joe Burrow come in and absolutely ball, but I don't know what to expect here. The Ravens have won 5 straight. I think the Bengals defense is not that great. So I'm going to give it to the Ravens, but I really, really hope this is a shootout.
It's interesting because Bengals lost 26-20 against the Patriots. 7 of those points came off a pick six on Drake May. So their offense only put up 13 points. It makes you curious with the touchdown difference if Jamar and Joe could have taken down the Patriots last week. I get that's not that simple, but I saw a heartbeat is what I'm getting at from the Bengals last week.
Yep.
I have been scared of Lamar not Lamaring, as we've talked about. I'm going to go Bengals for the upset here.
Ooh.
I think Joe Burrow throws for 350 coming back.
Wow. Okay.
And
okay, so
we'll see
you are
about
taking the
if
Bengals. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, those are our takes, our predictions, and hot takes for the Thanksgiving games. We're going to continue on to the rest of the Week 13 slate here. In a weird scheduling move by the NFL, we have one game on Friday. Instead of having 3, we have one game on Friday, and then the rest of the games on Sunday and a game on Monday. Very strange. We've got, right there, Bengals at Eagles. Both of these, did I say Bengals? Sorry, Bears at Eagles. Both these teams are first in their division. Big NFC competition here because it could play into playoff seeding. So, how do you feel here?
I have no clue. I wasn't shrugging because you said Bengals. These are the least consistent possible Super Bowl contenders in the like I look at them and I think I have no clue what these teams' identity is. I don't trust them to beat the Falcons any given week. But somehow you have a team that 2 teams are 8-3. And I got no clue. I'm gonna just throw a dart at the board and say I think the Bears do it. But the Bears could easily choke this away.
Okay. So, are you picking the Bears or are you not?
I'm picking the Bears.
Okay.
I'm picking the Bears, but I want to be known that I'm not confident and I would not gamble on a team in this game unless the line was ridiculous.
Yep. I agree with that. I'm going Eagles. I think they bounce back. I think that they have got to kind of start to get their crap together before the playoffs. After losing the Cowboys like that, I think something's going to change. And I still just don't believe in the Bears. I know I probably will never believe in the Bears. I like the Caleb Williams is playing all right. Their run game seems decent. Their defense is definitely creating turnovers. Like the Bears, maybe, but I think this week it's going to be Eagles. They're gonna big dog them. Moving on to the rest of our games on Sunday, Falcons at Jets, 49ers at Browns. That Falcons-Jets game is kind of interesting because we have Kirk Cousins, and he just won last week against the Saints. The Jets looked okay against the Ravens, then kind of fell apart. It seems like maybe they had a little more juice with Tyrod Taylor than they did with Justin Fields, but I feel like at this point in the season, this game doesn't matter.
They put up 10 points. They put up 10 points, and their defense isn't holding the Falcons to less than 20. I'm not trying to be mean, but this is Falcons and a bloodshed. I mean, the Jets have no way to win right now that I can see.
Yep, I would agree. I would take Falcons there as well. 49ers, Browns. Joe Brock Purdy had what 3 interceptions last week for the Niners. Didn't look great. They still won that game because Bryce Young also didn't play well. Shadur Sanders against a decent team this week. Decent, not amazing, but decent. They played the Raiders last week, and Raiders are crap. So, how do you think Shadur looks? You think Shadur is gonna maybe prove himself a little bit more this week against the Niners, or do you think he comes a little back to earth as a rookie?
I think I think he's going to be lucky to throw 150, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. I think
Really?
I hate it. Uh, our old friend Salah, um, Robert Saleh,
Yes.
Salah, Mr.
Sala.
Saleh,
Sala.
Salah. I don't care. I
You're
don't
killing me.
care.
Go
Um,
ahead.
but I think, however you say that man's name, Salah, Saleh, whichever one, he's a good DC.
Yes.
And the Raiders, bless their heart, are not the 49ers.
Yeah.
Um, and I think he's going to really struggle. And I think Miles is going to struggle mostly from the fact that the primary offensive reception weapon is Christian McCaffrey. I think Purdy's going to have a lot of chances to get the ball out quick and early.
Yep.
I don't see this going well for the Browns.
I agree. I like that analysis a lot. I completely agree with you there. I'm going Niners as well on that. Rams Panthers. Now, based on last week, you're going with the Rams, obviously. But the Panthers, I don't know. It seems like they're hot one week and cold the next. Maybe the Panthers are hot this week. I think that 9 out of 10 people are probably going to pick the Rams here. So I'm going to say screw it. I'm picking the Panthers. I'm going with the upset. I think they get hot out of nowhere and maybe create one turnover or two and run the ball well, and maybe somehow they pull out a win. I'm going Panthers over the Rams.
I can't. I hate it. I got to pick the Rams again. They're just a juggernaut. They're a juggernaut, and I think the Seahawks, if we want the vision, we got to deal with them ourselves.
I love you. I love that mindset so much. Okay, Texans Colts divisional game. I think Jonathan Taylor's got to bounce back. I know the Texans have a good defense, but I think Jonathan Taylor's got to bounce back, and he's historically been pretty good against the Texans. Um, so I'm going to go Colts, but I could see this being a close game because the Texans have been surprisingly decent with Davis Mills, and again their defensive line is pretty solid. But I'm gonna take the Colts here.
I'm gonna say something to that. It's C.J. Stroud this week, which is gonna be interesting.
Oh,
That's the most interesting aspect of this game to me. I'm gonna take the Colts, and I'm gonna watch C.J. closely because Davis has gone 3-0 and looked phenomenal, putting this team in a playoff position. And if C.J. comes up against a tough opponent and chokes it and doesn't look good, I think there's going to be conversation.
yeah, I love that. I love that. I think that I agree with you there. Um, Cardinals Buccaneers. We may not have Baker Mayfield this week. Marvin Harrison might be coming back for the Cardinals. Bucky Irving might be coming back for the Bucks. We might see some guys come back for these teams, some offensive players that are important to the teams. Both, I mean, the Bucks are in playoff contention still. The Cardinals not really, but man, I just picked him up on waivers and traded for him in 2 of my 3 fantasy leagues. I am all in on Jacoby Brissett. He has been really, really good the last 5 weeks. And I have Trey McBride in one of our leagues as well. So I'm big on the Cardinals right now, and it's paid off for me. I think if Baker plays, the Bucks should win this game, but I don't know if he's going to play. I feel like the Cardinals are going to win. If Baker doesn't play, I think the Cardinals win this game. I don't really believe in Teddy Bridgewater. I'm sorry.
Agree with that. I agree with that. And also, even if Baker does play, I mean, this is a Bucks team that it makes you wonder how critical Emeka Ibuka was to them. They don't have Mike Evans. They don't have Emeka Ibuka. They don't have Chris Godwin still.
He's coming
It's
back. He's
just,
supposed to be back this week.
ooh, thank you for that. Well, maybe that changes things. Maybe it doesn't. They're
Yeah.
a team that's kind of struggled lately, so I could see the Cardinals getting the upset. I'll go with you on that one.
Hmm. Saints Dolphins. What do you think? This game is terrible.
I wouldn't bet on it just because then I'd be forced to pay attention to it. Um, I want to pretend this doesn't exist. I'm gonna say give me the Dolphins because I need Shuck to continue to suck for our league.
I am going to say Dolphins win by 24 or more. They're coming off a bye. I think the Saints look pretty poor on both sides of the ball. And the Dolphins are at home. They play good in warm weather. I think the Dolphins are going to come out hot and smoke them. Even though again this game doesn't matter at all. But I'm going to go Dolphins to win big in this one. Next, Jags Titans, another divisional game here. Titans are
I
obviously not in playoff contention, but
I like what you said about the Dolphins really quickly. I think the Miami flu is a real thing
yeah,
because that like some of these wins they got in Miami are kind of crazy. But anyway,
yes,
sorry to interrupt. Keep
yes,
going.
no, you're good. I'm not really sure if there's a hot take to make here. I want to see Cam Ward do well. He had a good end of the game against you guys against Seahawks. But I just don't. I just don't know how the Titans are going to win a game. Based on just not having any super exciting players on either side of the ball. I don't really know if their coaching's been that great. The Jags looked pretty good, if I remember correct. They stopped the Chargers and then they had the close game of the Cardinals and won the close game of the Cardinals. I'm going Jags here. I don't know what else to say really. I want to see Cam Ward continue to get better, but who knows?
I like it.
All right.
I'm gonna say Jaguars too. I think they're a tougher team in every aspect.
The afternoon Sunday, the battle of our favorite teams, Vikings at Seahawks. This game happened last year, and Sam Darnold came in and led our Vikings to beating the Seahawks in Seattle on a late touchdown to Justin Jefferson. I can guarantee you that does not happen this game. I think you guys destroy us. Unfortunately, especially because JJ McCarthy is in concussion protocol and might not play. We might be starting our rookie Max Brosmer, I think is his name. Plus, you guys are good at home. I think you guys win by probably 17 or more.
Hey, the thing that I really like about this game, this is gonna sound really mean. I am so unless someone shows up and you have one of the greatest QB announcement entrances of all time, and someone shows up and plays lights out, the Seahawks defense is legitimately top three in the league. You're gonna have to throw someone to the wolves on offense. It gives me a lot of faith. Your defense is top 10. And I think this is a really good game for Darnold to get some reps in against a good defense and a game we'll probably win because your offense is not going to be able to handle what the Seahawks will send.
Yep.
So I'm just looking. I mean, if we lose this, then dang. But for me as a Seahawks fan watching this, I'm looking for an efficient game from Sam Darnold.
Hmm. Love that take. Okay. Last couple games here to end out Sunday. Bills at Steelers. Both these teams now trying to make a playoff push are not first in their division. Um, I'm going to take the Bills. I think the Bills get right here. Steelers defense has not been that consistent. I think the Bills win this game. I'm going to say the Bills have at least 175 rush yards as a team. I think it's either Josh Allen or it's James Cook, but I think it's most likely a combination of both. I think the Bills have at least 175 rush yards and win this game.
Why not make it 200?
Fine, 200 combined rush yards.
That's now I got Lions 200 plus rush yards, and you got Bills 200 plus rush
Yep,
yards.
yep,
I love this.
yes.
I'm not saying rushing, but I'm gonna say the same thing as you. I like the Bills here.
Okay, Raiders at Chargers. I love you, Ashton Genty. I want you to do well. I'm sorry that you are a little injured right now. Gino has fallen off a cliff, and Pete Carroll might be fired after his one and only season in Las Vegas. I think the Chargers win this game. They if they want to compete and make a playoff push, they got to win this game. And I don't see the Raiders making something happen in this game, especially if Genty doesn't play. So I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue to pick against the Raiders until they start AOC, as they inevitably will. So give me Chargers.
Love that. I don't think Jaden Daniels is back for the Commanders. I know that Scary Terry McLaurin, is projected to play. It does not matter. The Broncos defense is top five, and the Commanders defense is not. I think that the Broncos handle them pretty well. I could see the Broncos winning this game by 14 or more. I think it's gonna be all Broncos here.
I love what you said. It's not just that the Broncos defense is so good. The Commanders defense is a leaky faucet. I think Bo Nix is going to have a big game against them too. I think that this does not seem like a game that will be particularly close to me. Give me Broncos for sure.
Nice. Last one here, Giants at Patriots, divisional game. We're probably seeing Jameis Winston slinging the rock again, unless Jackson Dart is healthy. He might be. I think he practiced in full today, so we might have Jackson Dart, actually. Either way, I'm excited to see what the Giants offense can do. I like both of those guys at quarterback over Russell Wilson. Whether it's Dart or Winston, I'm excited. I think that this could be a trap game. Patriots should win. They're probably favored. We saw it with the Lions. Giants got a little bit of juice when they got the energy, when they got someone at quarterback who's bringing it. But I think the Patriots are healthy, should win this game. So I'll go Patriots as the safe bet.
I think Patriots is the right answer here. With that being said, I love what you said. Giants are a trap team. This is a trap game. I am
Yep.
excited. I hope they make it fun. It's a prime time. Make it fun, boys.
Love it. Love it. Oh, well, those were our hot takes for week 13. Again, we do love and miss you, Dom. Sorry that you couldn't be here this week, but we are excited to watch Thanksgiving games and eat a bunch of turkey and enjoy our family and friends. Hope you all have a great holiday and a long weekend. And let's hope for some good football. Football and food and family. You can't ask for anything better than that. We are blessed. Gotta love this life, man. And with that, we will say goodbye and adios from the Chink
Bye,
Crew. We love you.
guys. Thanks for sticking with us. Happy
Yes.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.